What's going on, guys? So I did 1,000 Mephisto runs, 1,000 Andy runs, and now I finally finished my 1,000th Ancient Tunnel run with my sorceress. So I actually found a lot of good items on this run, and or all out of all these runs, and I just put it together here, and here we go. So run 57, we find Bartix 2-2. This is great for my martial arts assassin. Run 73, we find a Maul rune out of the chest. Now there's no fire immune, so this was great for my Frozen Orb sorcerers. Run 89, I find Frostburns and also this 4 open socket axe where I could make maybe like, there's a couple good rune words, I just don't have the runes for them. Run 105, we find an rune. Run 123, we find a Grand Charm, which is 1 to elemental skills. And it's my second or third one I've found so far in total. Next we find String of Ears, low on the damage reduction, but it's definitely a good item to have, especially for Mercenary. It helps with lifesteal and damage reduction. 181, we find Trangul's Armor, 2 to Blood Warp. Transfer that over to my Summoner. 267, we find a unique wrist sword, and this is Jade Talon, 32 all resist, and 232 enhanced damage, so not great there. Run 303, we find another Grand Charm, which is 1 to Javelin and Spear skills. There we go. 315, we find a low rune. This is the best rune I found so far, and playing Project Diablo 2 for about a month now. Run 363, found another Maul rune out of the chest. Run 471, we find a unique Lich Wand and decent on the rolls. .485, we find an Archon Plate, which I actually used to make Fortitude for my my Zealer for the enhanced damage and resistances and defense. We found 1 to Traps on 486. 493, I don't think I could really use this item, but I never found it before, so I put it. It's a Zabi's Cobalt Redeemer Sword, Cryptic Sword. Run 498, we find a Bassinet, which actually is good for my Mercenary because it gives blind and cannot be frozen. 521, I haven't found this, so I added it as well. Flesh Ripper. It has some Deadly Strike, Open Wounds, Crushing Blow. Run 543, we find a Small Charm, which happens to be perfect 7% Magic Find. Just on my way to the tunnel. 562, 1 to Masteries, 34 to Life. Pretty solid there. I would prefer the combat, but Masteries is not bad. Run 587, we find Blood Raven's Charge, and it's cool to have the level 5 revive, just to have some guys running around. But now that I found Wind Force, I probably won't use that. Next, we find Griswold's Armor, 2 to Paladin skills, 16 to Strength. Run 605, we find a Eth Colossus Blade, 5 sockets. So this is where I made my Death Rune Word. If you guys want to check it out, I made a video on that. Run 625, we have a unique amulet and the Gavel of Pain. The amulet was just Nokazan, so I didn't even... Next, 681, we find an Inspired Helm. Never found this before. Veil of Steel. 40 resistances, enhanced damage, enhanced defense. It just has a high strength requirement, but it's still an awesome item, in my opinion. 731, Shapeshifting skills. Meech Rearcle Javelin. Thunderstroke, 2 to Jav skills. We prefer 4, but what are you gonna do? Next we find Lightsaber on 743. The ignored target defense is pretty solid, especially if you're using it on a lower level. You don't have anything else to use. It has magic damage, lightning damage. 764, we find Storm Chaser, and I like this shield because it gives the you could switch with your other item, and it gives you run walk speed on a shield. 771, we find an Istrun. 794, we find some rare bracers, which actually is 2 to martial arts skills, increasing attack speed and life stolen. So I actually really like this for my martial arts assassin. I don't have a +3 skill gloves yet. I don't have +3 skill gloves yet, so this is working fine. Next we find Gimmer Shred on 799. 832, we find a 27% shaft stop. Before that we only had 1 and it was 20%. So I actually moved that to my mercenary. Helps him survive. 860, we find Immortal King's Belt. 36, 25, 28, and 25. Then we find IK Helm on 883. 39% magic find. Almost perfect. Then we find, I have not found this before until now, Arachnid Mesh, 1 to all skills, and slows all target. Only 10% faster cast rate, but the 1 to all skills on the belt is awesome. Next we find a Slayer Guard on 913, which is Ariat's Face, and I got 2 to combat skills. 930, we find a Hellforge Plate, and this is the Naj's Light Plate. 1 to all skills. Next we find this Russet Armor on 935, and that's the Skulders. 183% on defense. Next we find Balrog Skin, which is actually Zazabi's Ghost Liberator, and I found the sword before, so I just added it in here. Then running to the tunnels, we found 1 to Warcries. 973, we find a Karun, as well as another perfect magic find charm. Then we find a ring, and it's not Cathin's, it's actually Bull Kathos, so that's pretty solid on that. And then on the very same run, out of just a random enemy, Grand Charm, which happens to be 1 to fire skills. So there you have it. Those are all my 1,000 runs. Actually had some pretty decent drops. Right now I'm working on some cow runs and pit runs. But there you have it, 1,000 Ancient Tunnel runs in Project Diablo 2. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And thanks for watching. If you liked it, feel free to like and subscribe. If not, then do not. Thanks for watching.